this week's Parsha, we learn about the aftermath of the story of the Chayei Sara, the binding of Isaac. Abraham comes home after this great challenge, this great test, where he was told to bring his son, Yitzchak Isaac, as a sacrifice, and then at the very last moment, God had told him that, of course, he did not wish his son should be brought as a sacrifice, but just was testing his faith. Abraham comes home to find his beloved wife of many decades, Sarah, had died suddenly. And the commentaries write she died because she had heard about the story of the Chayei Sara, the binding of Isaac, and she did not hear the end of the story that Yitzchak was okay. She just heard the beginning that Abraham was taking him as a sacrifice. And before she had an opportunity to hear that Yitzchak, Isaac, was fine, she was so overwhelmed by the news that she immediately passed away. Now the story is troubling on a few angles, and I'll just address one of them, and that is because if Abraham was so righteous that he was able to not only hear this challenge test, but also willing to carry it out, why was it Sarah, who was on an equally, if not greater, spiritual level, why couldn't she just hear the news? When she heard the news, she passed away. Chaim Shmulevitz, the late Rosh Hashiva of the Mir in Jerusalem, gives a fascinating answer. And he says, when God gives us a test, He not only gives us a test, but He gives us this ability with the strength to overcome the test. And we have that test, but we also have the strength to overcome it, and that's our challenge. We have to tap in to the reservoir of our soul to summon that strength and overcome the challenge that we are faced with. And Abraham had that test, but he also had the strength to overcome the test. Sarah was not her test, so she did not have any strength to deal with it. And therefore, Abraham was able to overcome this test, but Sarah just passed away by hearing the news. And I think that's a great lesson to all of us, because many times we are bogged down with challenges and tests in our lives, and sometimes we get so discouraged and overwhelmed from them. And it's important to remember that not only we have the test, but we have the strength to overcome it. So folks, let's remember that great message, because throughout our lives and throughout our days, we are faced with challenges. And let us remember that not only do we have the challenge, but we have the strength to overcome it. Have a wonderful Shabbos.